Trane Runtru furnace. It's a budget-friendly furnace that is built well, and let's get unboxing it. How it comes from the factory, all boxed up nice and neat. The purpose of this video is I just want to go through in detail with what you get. Put that over there. Open these tabs up here. Kind of folds up like a nice little case. So this is the front panel. Different stickers are inside. I just need to open her up. We're going to do an in-depth look at what is inside this thing. I believe for a budget furnace, this is probably one of the better built ones out there. Trane Runtru. This is what's on the inside. This is how it comes out of the factory. Drain tubing. Just going to bring you a little bit closer here so you can kind of really get a feel for what we're looking at. So we'll start at the top. This is the gas valve. This unit's only the single stage. The high efficiency furnace, you're going to have, you got the burner section here, you got the venter motor, pressure switch, another pressure switch, condensation drain, and the board. Now the thing I like about these Trane furnaces is they drain from the bottom of the venter motor. So any water that comes down the vent is going to come out the bottom. Where a lot of other furnace manufacturers will just drain only from the venting here. So the idea is to catch, because the high efficiency furnace, when it runs, it creates condensation because it's extracting most of the heat from the air, or from the burner. So the water will run down in the tube. It should run through here to the drain. This is what a standard furnace would have, just to this drain. Well, Trane also says, well, the lowest point, which would be here on the venter motor, why not put another drain there? So that's what they did. And then from there, it's just a basic drain setup. Just goes there and out. So I like that feature. Other furnace manufacturers, they make the technician assemble the drain, and they don't have it draining from the bottom of the venter motor. Which, you know, down the road, maybe when you're out of warranty period, if people aren't doing their maintenances, it could get dirty and plug up, and then all of a sudden the furnace would stop. With this, at least, you know, if this one were to plug up here, then it could reroute to this and continue to drain. This is their base model furnace, but it's still built really well. Most furnaces, the cabinets open here. Trane, Runtru, and their 9SX lineup, the bottom is completely sealed, so it's just less air leakage. And keep in mind, this is an entry-level furnace. You're probably going in the same price point of most entry-level furnaces. So, you know, instead of opting for something you think that is a little cheaper, not to discriminate any brands or anything, but like a Goodman or airflow furnace, maybe those are a cheaper brand, you could get something that Trane's got comparable as the Runtru, but they're actually using good quality parts. If we look inside, they use, this is the heat exchanger. So in a high efficiency furnace, it'll have 2 heat exchangers. Most of them, the primary heat exchanger, which is this one, is aluminum, and the secondary is usually stainless steel. Most manufacturers will allow a stainless steel option, but only in their higher end models. So this is the base model, and you get a stainless steel primary heat exchanger, and then also all furnaces have a stainless steel secondary heat exchanger. The benefit to that is just it's going to last longer. It's not going to rust, provided you're changing your filter and that it should last a very long time. So what I'm trying to say is you don't have to go expensive to get good quality. Also with this furnace, it would be the same as getting like the premium furnace. The only difference really is the door is green on the Trane furnace, and you'd have a 2-stage gas valve with a 2-speed venter motor. So those are the only differences, but the cost would be probably thousands of dollars to get to the higher model. Where this one, you can install, I think we installed them probably somewhere, it would be at the lower price point. If you wanted to quote, you could give us a call, or local Trane dealer, and ask for the Runtru lineup. I think it's the best bang for your buck for a furnace. And the thing too I'd like to say is, a lot of these furnaces, people are trying to sell you on efficiency. Well, this furnace comes as 95 or 96% efficient, and I think the most efficient furnace out there is 98. Are you really going to save that much money by gaining 2% efficiency? I think people need to look at it as a different perspective. If you were to look, it's not about looking at the efficiency when you go the higher models, it's the comfort level. So if you get the highest end model, all that's going to happen is maybe a Trane modulating furnace. It's going to start up a little bit quieter. It's probably going to run a lot longer, but it'll run at a smaller level. So you'll maintain a slight amount more comfort, but is it really, to some people and some home designs, is it really worth to spend $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to get that, when you can achieve 90% of that with this? An example I'd like to just go over. I have a furnace here in the corner that we pulled out. I'll just do a quick comparison. So here's a stainless steel heat exchanger. I'll just give you guys a second to take a look at it. Right? And now we're going to go over to another furnace, and I don't really want you to focus on the brand. I more or less just want to talk about the differences. I'm not even going to show the brand, because I'm not about bashing brands. I'm just trying to, let's say, educate the customer. So we have just a furnace that has been removed. Customer is doing an addition. So most brand economy level furnaces, they're going to have this type of heat exchanger, which the primary heat exchanger is aluminum, and the secondary would be stainless steel. So, you could expect maybe a shorter life expectancy out of these. If you have ever had an incident where your air conditioning coil backed up and it leaked water in your furnace, well, let's be honest, you're not checking this thing daily, and middle of summer, everybody's busy, they're at work. The water could leak for a while and rust out the heat exchanger. I've seen it happen, or rust out the panels inside. So with the stainless steel, that won't happen. So you'll notice the water on the floor, and hopefully you're lucky to catch it in time, but maybe you don't, and it rusts out. And all I'm trying to say is, this furnace isn't more expensive. It's in the same price point as the lower priced furnaces. That's why I want to talk about it. I'm going to pause the video here, and we're going to open the blower section so you can have a look in the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to remove the bottom compartment. We're just going to pull these plugs, remove the drain. We're just going to have a look and see what's inside behind the store. Just gonna back down a little bit. Put that off to the side. Now, just for the purposes of this video, there's 2 screws that hold the motor in place, but I removed that. You can see how the motor shell is like a hard plastic instead of a metal. Slides out on a track. It's good for cleaning, maintenance, just easy to use, easy to do, and all the hardware just easily moves to the side. You could easily have this motor removed within 10 minutes if you ever had to change it, clean it, or service it. For today's video, I'm going to remove it out of the furnace just so everybody can kind of have a look. So that's Trane's ECM variable speed motor. Lift this off to the side. And I'm just going to take the camera and we're going to have a look inside. So we're kind of dissecting the furnace, but I think when I buy stuff, I kind of like to see, I like to watch a video on something being dissected. So there we have the other heat exchanger. That'd be the secondary heat exchanger. It's all made out of stainless steel. So you think if your filter gets dirty or if you have pets, it runs on a nice track system. Slide the tracks out, nice and easy to clean. The concept is there's a call for heat. The hot surface igniter comes on. You just see like a little, see the 2 wires here with a probe? Goes right up there and it glows red. Then the gas valve will energize, allow some gas to come through. Then it lights the burner. Then the flames shoot through the tube and they zigzag back and forth. See how it zigzags back and forth? The dimples in the heat exchanger kind of help slow it down a bit to increase the heat transfer. And you can see on the bottom, there's that secondary heat exchanger. And we're going to have a look from the bottom. So there it is there. Both of them are stainless steel, built to last. It's nice. It's got a nice track system that it slides on. If water were to ever leak out of that, it would go into this thing, the blower. Well, most of them are made out of metal. When metal and water meet, they rust. So at least this being plastic, it won't rust. And it's like anything, if you take care of your stuff, it'll last. But, if you're starting out with something a little better, it'll more than likely last longer. I just like how easy this furnace is to service. I pulled that motor out probably in 3 to 4 minutes. Pulled this out a few minutes. Same with any of these parts on the front. There's lots of room to work. It's a little messy now because obviously we pulled the panel out, but it's just simplified. It's like modular. So you can see here around the perimeter, the heat exchanger will come out like a package. So there's essentially almost like two packages for this furnace. So what does that mean to you? Once your warranty period's done, say something breaks down on it, if the heat exchanger ever were to go, it's easy to change. reduced labor cost, because that all kind of plays a factor into total cost of ownership, right? You know, that stainless steel heat exchanger. Here's the control board. So there's like a digital readout display. It'll tell you the fault codes. It'll tell you, you can set the blower speed on it. This is where you hook your thermostat up to. It's got a fuse in case you ever had a short in the low voltage side. So it's just like a car fuse. So if you were ever wanted to replace it. Get this thing to focus. Just a 5 amp fuse. You can get them at Canadian Tire. %96 efficient. One of the entry-level models, meaning very well priced. Give Tracy Refrigeration a call today if you'd like to buy one.